For a lot of young folks in Pakistan, the idea of building a career overseas can feel, well, like just a dream, right? But what if there was a really clear path to make it happen? Today, we're going to look at exactly that, a direct route to Japan. Let's get into it.
I mean, just think about it for a second. Building a life for yourself in a place like Japan, a country that's all about innovation, amazing culture, and huge opportunities for your career. It's a place where if you've got ambition, it can really, really pay off. So the big question is, how do you even begin to get there?
Well, to turn a big dream like that into something real, you're going to need a guide, someone you can trust. And that's exactly what we're focusing on today. We're talking about a school that's dedicated to paving that exact path. It's called Nihongo Fureai. Okay, so what is Nihongo Fureai School, or NFS, as they call it? Well, on the surface, it's a Japanese language school that started back in 2016. But here's the kicker, the thing that really makes them stand out. They are officially registered with the Embassy of Japan in Pakistan. And let me tell you, that's a huge deal. It gives them a ton of credibility right out of the gate. And when you look at their history, you can see they've been at this for a while. They started in 2016, and boom, by 2017, they were already sending their first students off to Japan. So for over 6 years now, they've been building this reputation, not just as a place to learn a language, but as a genuine launchpad for brand new lives and careers. And the results? They speak for themselves. We're not talking about just a few people here and there. We're talking about over 400 students. 400 people that NFS has successfully helped get to Japan for either school or a job. I mean, that's not just a statistic, right? That's 400 lives completely changed. So you're probably wondering, how do they pull this off? How do they have this kind of success rate? Because let's be honest, the whole process can seem pretty overwhelming. But what NFS has done is break it all down into a really clear step-by-step process. Let's walk through it. Okay, so it's basically a 4-step pathway. Step 1, and this is the foundation for everything. You've got to master the language. Then step 2, you get expert counseling to help you figure out the best university or college for what you want to do. Now, step 3 is huge. They have this super strict document checking process, and the whole point is to get that failure rate as close to 0 as possible. And then finally, step 4, that's when you launch your future and start your new life in Japan. But a process is just a process. The real proof, the thing that really matters, is the results. And there's no better way to see that than by hearing directly from the students who've actually been through it all. All right, let's take Hassan Mohammed, for example. He already had a master's in IT, right? He goes to NFS, learns Japanese, and then lands this awesome job at a huge software company in Tokyo. He literally says, "I am very much settled today." It's the perfect example of how learning the language can unlock a career in a super competitive field. And it's not just about getting a job in the corporate world either. Check out Faiza Sarwar's story. She was focused on academics. Through NFS, she gets into Nagoya University. We're talking one of the best schools in Japan, and she even gets a major scholarship. Now she's working on her PhD. So that shows you the path to higher education is wide open too. Then you've got Sahar Walid's story, which is just incredible. She was hit with all these travel restrictions and major problems, but she just refused to give up. And with her teachers right there guiding her, she applied for and actually won the MEXT scholarship, which is notoriously hard to get. That really tells you something about the kind of one-on-one support they give. And one more, check this out. Sarwar Muhammad Amar. He started this journey right after high school. And get this, he passed the JLPT N1. That is the highest possible level of Japanese proficiency you can get. Now he's studying for his bachelor's degree at Nanzan University, and he says it was the best decision he's ever made. Wow. I mean, these stories are amazing, right? They really show you what's possible. So that brings us to the most important question. How could you start a journey like this? Okay, first things first, we have to figure out if you're eligible. So let's just ask the question straight up and break down exactly what you need. And honestly, the requirements are super clear. If you want a study visa, the minimum you need is an intermediate qualification. That's it. Now, if you're aiming to get a job with a work visa, you'll need at least a 2-year bachelor's degree. Pretty straightforward, right? So if you're listening to this and you meet one of those requirements and you're thinking, yeah, I'm ready, then this is the part you really need to hear. Admissions are open right now for their July and October 2026 intakes. But, and this is a big but, the seats are limited. So if this sounds like the opportunity you've been waiting for, you really should reach out and get your spot reserved. And we'll just leave you with the school's slogan. It translates to your first step towards Japan. And really, that says it all, doesn't it? It perfectly captures what this whole thing is about. The path is there, it's clear. So I guess the only question left to ask is, are you going to be